The market capitalization of the coin is used to summarize all that is taught in this video. Additionally, I would ask that you support my channel by liking it and subscribing to it so that you can stay up to date on future XRP news as well as other cryptocurrency news in general. Have a look at this for a moment. The Securities and Exchanges Commission, also known as the SEC, has a website that is publicly accessible. The Sunshine Act Notification Commission on Securities and Exchanges will be holding Sunshine Act gatherings on Thursday, July 25th, 2024 at 2 p.m., the time and date to be determined. It is planned that the conference will take place at the headquarters of the Commission. The address is 100 F Street in Washington, District of Columbia. This gathering will not be open to the general public at this time. In addition to recording secretaries and commissioners, the secretary to the Commission and the counsel to the commissioners will also be present at the meeting that is closed to the public. There is also the possibility that there are some employees working there that are interested in the concerns. If there are any modifications to the time, date, or location of this meeting, a notification of the changes will be posted on the website of the Commission in addition to the information that has been changed. It is certified by the General Counsel of the Commission or her Design Needs Committee that, according to her point of view, the scheduled topics can be discussed during the closed meeting if one or more of the exemptions that have been outlined are taken into consideration. In the meeting that is not open to the public, the following topics will be discussed: initiation and settlement of administrative processes, resolution of litigation claims, and additional items relevant to examinations and enforcement activities are required. On occasion, the priorities of the Commission alter, which results in the need for revisions to be made to the items on the agenda that are scheduled for meetings, matters that pertain to adjudication, examination, litigation, or regulation may be included in this category of issues. And this is what the Securities and Exchange Commission has to say about it. What are your thoughts on this matter at this point? I would appreciate it if you could spare a few moments of your time to leave a comment in the video's comment section, and then we can discuss it. In response to the unexpected decision made by the Securities and Exchange Commission CC to cancel a meeting that was due to take place behind closed doors, the price of Ripple's XRP experienced a decrease. Although the conference was canceled, it was anticipated that it would be utilized to discuss significant regulatory problems, which may ultimately result in a settlement. However, the session was terminated. Despite the setback, the forecast for the price of XRP remains positive. This expectation has not changed. The price of XRP has entirely erased all of the gains it achieved on Wednesday as a result of the unexpected decision taken by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission to cancel a scheduled meeting with Ripple that was intended to take place behind closed doors. The meeting was supposed to take place on Wednesday. The cryptocurrency world had been excitedly anticipating this meeting, which was scheduled to take place on July 18th, because it was seen to be a potential turning point in the ongoing legal fight between the two firms. The meeting was scheduled to take place. A substantial impact on the regulatory framework that will regulate future investments in digital assets is expected to be brought about as a result of the outcome of the case that Ripple and the SEC have been engaged in. The entire Bitcoin sector may learn a lot from this particular example because of its significant relevance. The price of Ripple's deployment would be affected if the SEC were to suddenly revoke the transaction. As a result of the sudden decision made by the SEC to cancel the much-anticipated meeting with Ripple that was due to take place behind closed doors, the price of XRP has entirely erased all of its gains after, experiencing a phenomenal spike on Wednesday. Furthermore, the meeting was set to take place behind closed doors. It was believed that this conference, which has been taking place on a regular basis ever since the commencement of the case, would be a significant turning point in the ongoing legal processes. This conference has been regularly taking place. Although the reasons behind the decision of the regulator to cancel the meeting are still unknown, Mark Fagel, a former attorney for the Securities and Exchange Commission, has brought attention to the periodicity of these sessions by claiming that Ripple and the SEC had held approximately 150 of these nearly weekly meetings since the beginning of the case. Fagel's claim has brought attention to the fact that these sessions have occurred on a regular basis. All that is left for the community to do is speculate on the possible repercussions that this ruling may have for the case. In accordance with the Sunshine Act, a list of significant regulatory concerns that were meant to be discussed had been included. In the Ripple case, these problems included the settlement of administrative proceedings, the prospect of settling lawsuit claims for clarity, and the resolution of injunctive actions. The meeting was supposed to be attended by high-ranking SEC commissioners as well as representatives from Ripple, according to the arrangement that was initially made. In response to the allegations made by the regulators that the XRP coin needs to be categorized as a security, this information was provided. In addition, it is essential to point out that Donald Trump's support for this expanding asset class has contributed to the strengthening of the positive attitude, despite the fact that the case between Ripple and the SEC is the primary agent. Pessimism has been raised by analysts, particularly in light of the fact that XRP has been successful in many instances against the SEC. This is because players who have a strong emphasis on the Ripple C case continue to raise concerns, which is heating up this issue concerning a settlement. Mark Spiegel, a former attorney for the Securities and Exchange Commission, provided the following statement in answer to a question regarding the probability of a settlement in the lawsuit that Ripple is currently involved in with the SEC. Since the lawsuit was filed and crypto was introduced, they have held approximately 150 of these meetings that are almost regularly. Twitter was under the impression that a compromise was being explored over the course of each and every one of those meetings. When the news began to make headlines, a significant number of people anticipated that Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse would make some statements regarding the settlement deal. However, this is the one that has come to light. The fact that Garlinghouse was careful about matters that were related to the settlement did not prevent him from expressing optimism regarding a resolution. He did so by mentioning a previous court ruling that was favorable to Ripple. The vast majority of people hold a position that is opposed to this one. It was determined that the sales of XRP to individual investors on exchanges did not constitute investment contracts, which was a conclusion that called into doubt the authority of the Securities and Exchange Commission to set the rules. A super political action committee received a donation of $1 million from Ripple Labs, demonstrating the company's acute economic understanding. The corporation is making an effort to cultivate an environment that is favorable to Bitcoin, and this generosity is a part of that effort. This committee, which is supporting the pro-crypto candidate John Deaton, is going to make it impossible for Senator Elizabeth Warren, who is opposed to cryptocurrencies, to be defeated in the upcoming election. Ripple was created with the intention of fostering interoperability between different payment networks in a manner that is comparable. Additionally, he underlined this point by drawing a parallel to the evolution of email protocols, which united many platforms. Does the lawsuit concerning XRP have a decision? The lengthy legal battle that Ripple has been embroiled in with the SEC over the status of XRP was another topic that was highlighted by Gary's. In the end, the CC made a finding that was favorable to Ripple, despite the fact that this dispute resulted in large bills for legal representation. I have always kind of considered it to be a form of currency, and we got ourselves embroiled in a legal dispute that lasted for 3.5 years and was finally resolved in the summer of the previous year. With regard to the kind of fundamental problem that XRP is not in and of itself, he made the observation that we were victorious. A security, but the amount of money that was spent on expenses related to this win was huge. The information was disclosed by Garlinghouse, who indicated that at various points along the road, there were legal bills totaling $150 million. During the course of his remarks concerning the final verdict on penalty and remedies, Garlinghouse highlighted his hope for the fast resolution of the action. There are a few things that deserve to be referred to as cliffhangers, and the judge ought to make a decision on them as quickly as possible. The cryptocurrency market has been surging over the past few days, but it is beginning to cool down today. As an illustration, the price of XRP has decreased by 7. There is a high probability that the failure of the SEC to have a meeting behind closed doors was the fundamental reason for the decrease. During this meeting, which was planned to take place today, the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC was rumored to be considering a settlement with Ripple, especially on Twitter. It was for this reason that Captain Oil Coins Group initially referred to these as rumors. At the moment,